All right, more rapid games. So I'm a master. For people doesn't know, I keep saying this even in this video and the previous one because some people doesn't know I'm a master. To be honest, and I'm providing a good content. At least I believe it's good. It's up to these people to decide. The reason I say it's good because you do explain the moves move by move, right? As opposed to me playing like a bullet game, blitz game where people may not follow. Um, so when I do 10-0, even though it's still fast, especially in the ending, still fast. So the educational purposes here, it's like is when I explain move by move in a 10-0, it's more convenient for a lot of people to follow. So we have a d5. I wonder if we could play the London. Um, we'll play something goofy. Let's play g3. I don't know what this does exactly, but we do some, like a change. Bishop g2. And then they play this kind of structure, like it does work. It looks like it's Dutch kind of ideas, but not really the Dutch. Who knows? Um, we play this one, we develop a piece. He's likely to play here. We castle, so he plays c6. So maybe 95, we go fast toward the, like toward the square, e5. The real issue is how to get my bishop activated in a good square. I wonder if c4 is more like, I don't know if he's going to trade though. He might. Let's play this, even though it's not convincing. He might do 94 stuff. This is actually works in a blitz game, bullet game. I mean, this kind of like blockade everything and pray and hope for the best. I mean, in a blitz game, bullet game, it makes sense. In a rapid game, why would you like you're not giving yourself like an possibility for? I mean, this may go all the way straight to an ending game, or not much going on. He's blocking access to his bishop on c8. So he plays here. I mean, let's expand on the other side of the board. Maybe it's like e here, e5, so he doesn't get to play this. Obviously, here, this lose a piece. He plays e6. We play here, we expand, and that kind of plays 94. To be expected. To be expected. Don't want to help him out, get the bishop out. You don't want to help your opponent, make him do his job himself, like to get the bishop in his zone. No need to help. So how could I do this? How I could avoid? He's probably playing knight f6 next. That's actually might be what he's trying to do. Wouldn't surprise me if some wacky g5 could happen here. Who knows? Who knows? Doesn't do much. Doesn't do much. Maybe c4. Let's see what happens. c4. Maybe try to get the queen here. Taking here may not be the favorite. So he plays queen f6. That's potentially the right continuation. Do we take on here? Maybe he takes. So he's gonna take this way. I don't think this is really the move. You want to take this way, yes. Supposedly that's. I don't want to help him out. Still trying to avoid him getting the bishop out. You don't want to help the opponent, right? That's something that you need to keep an eye on. Do not help the opponent. The real issue I'm having, like how I would develop my bishop, no clear idea yet. Because if I were to play here, you're looking at g5. So I wonder if I have to play like this. He's also attacking this. So maybe knight d3. So getting out of the attack from e5. He still cannot move the knight effectively. So this is one of the reasons I played e5, so he doesn't play knight b6. That doesn't mean that he cannot really move. He may get creative and play like something like here's e5. Look at this. I was looking at rook f7, knight f8, knight g6, getting the bishop on here, bishop d7, bishop e8. Kind of creative. So he played g5. He's basically saying, let's have some fun. He's looking for g4, and this is actually under attack. I mean, this is going to be wacky move. Absolutely wacky. So this actually protects d4, but rook e4 is wacky looking. Rooks do not really enjoy the fact to be like, do you want to control files, not like be like rook e4. He played g4, but I'm not sure if this is really what he's supposed to be doing. I actually felt like he need to figure out a way to get this bishop out, not like really expand like the pawns. This may allow me to go back here in the future. So I may still play here. I could go back, that's fine. I'm also defending the pawn. That was actually the point of rook e4. If I did not play rook e4, and I went passively, let's say I play like queen c2, he could play g4, I move my knight back, queen takes d4. Because the knight would be not defending d4 anymore. It has to leave f3 square, so it doesn't get taken on f3. So that's the point, right? So I have to move back. So when I move back, I'm still defending here. So he plays here. So now maybe it's my time to get the bishop out. I don't take here. I just play here. If we take the bishop, if we trade the bishop, that's fine. Supposedly this is fine for me. Right, so the real thing is which way should he take? Knight takes. Supposedly the knight gets in a better square. We get the other knight to d3. I have to be careful that d4 is not hanging though. So like if I were to do this is, yeah, so rook e4 is defending it. So I can still play knight d3. So again, black has the same issue that the bishop is not developed now. And I mean, it's going to take like 10 years to develop the bishop. He has to find a way to do it. He cannot delay it for so long. And I'm not helping him. You can see that I'm not really helping him move it. I'm just making the job harder for him. So he plays rook e8. Maybe this is coming. So if I knew this is coming, maybe I put a knight on d3. So if knight f8, maybe knight e5 or knight c5. So this is actually a good idea to get that, because the knight doesn't do anything on e1. It's just simply not doing anything at all. So now he has to be careful where he's going. Should he go here? There's knight c5, knight e5. This is really good ideas. So the knight was once on e1. Actively get to e5. So remember, knights are very good at... He went with knight f8. The knights are very good when you get closer to the opponent's, area. So if knight e5 attacks more squares, it's not really winning anything, but it's just simply getting active. So I don't know if he's gonna sack. There's a potential that he does this sack. I don't think I like it. He could do it. Sometimes people would sack so they don't lose time. He may eventually get the bishop out at the cost of like an exchange. So knight e5 is very strong. He still cannot get the bishop out. You can see that we are move 19, and I'm not really helping him out. So now this is a good idea. If I take, the bishop gets out. Eventually the bishop may go here, at least it may have some squares. But the goal is not helping him out. So maybe e3. If he takes, his pawn takes. Again, the bishop is stuck. Again, it's stuck. So play e3. This is okay for me if he wants. Everything is defended. It's funny that rook e4 now might be kind of novelty. So you don't want to take this way. You want to take with the e pawn. I mean, you could play knight g6. I don't have to react. I mean, you could take in my own terms. Again, you can see the bishop could move, but it doesn't have squares. Even if it goes to e6, f7, like, it doesn't have anything. It's being blocked. Even if it reached bishop g6, bishop h5, it's being blocked by its own pawns. So this is not tactical. This is more positional now. This game is very good in terms of like explaining how I'm delaying. Like, this is like a way that I keep, actively stopping the opponent. Just simply like a small idea, like stopping him from getting to better square. So this may already be like a good situation. You also, if you look over, my pawns are all on dark squares. It's not coincidental, right? That means that the bishop may not attack any of them. Should we go to an ending? We are closing into an ending. So he moved the bishop, but the bishop is not doing anything at all. And if he goes here, that's okay. We could always take back. Now the thing is about the novelty. Maybe the rook goes to b4. Maybe continue now getting the rook into like attacking this pawn. He might do this and somehow take though. He may take, but maybe I need to play here. So if he takes here, maybe his rook takes. So rook b4, attack here. And that's what I meant by novelty. The rook now gets to a situation where it might attack. So rook here. So when he plays knight g6, we already meeting knight takes by rook takes. Or knight d7. That's fine. We play queen c1 or queen d2. Queen d2. So he might try this. If we were to take here, maybe the bishop gets out. It's a maybe. Even though I have a pass pawn. Yeah, he went for it, but I'm just going to take with the rook. Again, the bishop is completely shut down. So I think with the rook saying that you have the same issues. You did not solve the issue here. So he plays bishop d7. He might be looking like, oh, how about we trade? So queen e3. If he takes, I could still take with a queen. Actually, take with a queen. He may go here and rook e8. Maybe he's pawn takes. But which pawn? And then queen f4. So this is still like he's stuck. There might be a tactic here, e6, but I'm not really looking at the tactic. Yeah, he's defending it. So now there's a tactic here. You can see that all my pawns are dark squares. It's actually fascinating. And you can see the bishop. So the only thing is going for him is the clock. I mean, he might find a way. So this is actually a tactic because he cannot take. Rook takes b8. I mean, if I take here, that seems to be maybe rook here, though. Maybe rook here, and if he take here, rook takes c5. So maybe he has defense. I mean, I could still take here and bishop takes c6, but he may get some counterplay. Why should I allow counterplay? So maybe rook b6. Like rook b6, and then bishop here is different, maybe. You still play here, though, but may still have... But rook b6 is kind of like putting him in a passive situation. You don't want to play b4 because the rook might be stuck. I don't even need to play this move. I mean, I don't really need to do it, but it's a way to continue having him being passive. So bishop d3 is also an idea. I mean, you could see the bishop is really stinks on e6. So queen h5. So if I go here, here, I mean, I may consider it. Rook b6. I don't know what this queen is doing. Maybe he wants to play this. Like king g7 and trade. But even if he wants to trade, I don't have to take. He could take. Again, the bishop is stuck. We are moved 30, right? If you guys notice, we might go back like after the game and show you from this move that we are on when the bishop was stuck, like all the way in move like 10, all the way to move 30. So 20 moves after, he wants to play queen g5. So now the real question is this is really playable or not? Because rook e8, maybe it's b4. And this may work. I mean, hopefully my rook is not stuck. I mean, that's... I don't think it is because he's being tied down to defend b7. So if he moves here, we take here. If he moves here, I take. Move there, I takes. So the next move is here. The big difference if he goes here is bishop takes b7. I protect a5. And he doesn't have any attack going here. So he plays king here, but I just simply take. If he takes here, rook takes. Now it's totally winning. So now he's defending. Maybe bishop here. Maybe a6 next. The queen could also move, go here, queen d6, a6. So the queen doesn't have to stay on f4. It could move. Is also pen here. He cannot play f4 because now he put his king to h7. So I was able to pick up these details here. So I could play here. Let's play this way. Maybe I'm giving him a little bit of counterplay. Because he might takes rook b8. Rook b8, queen c1. If he takes rook c7, bishop d7. He's playing here. Maybe we trade. We could trade, but we're trading on my own terms. And I'm also looking at the clock, so maybe we could trade this way. I mean, this is still should be winning, hopefully. And again, his bishop is still stuck, even move 36. So even your opponent could get the piece activated maybe later, but you gain some stuff in the middle, in the meantime. So that's actually the point. He resigned. It's funny that he resigned here. And if we open up the computer, this is maybe... It's not that clear, I don't think. Oh, it is clear. It is clear. It's +5. So if you take here, this is very instructive game, to be honest. I mean, this is maybe a huge game in terms of, like, explanation. Let's go for... We are move 36. The bishop is not in the game. If we go back here... The bishop was stuck on move. Once this situation here, I mean, he's stuck here technically, right? And that's the reason why this formation could be a problem. Like if we take a look here, move 4, move 5, he never get to move the bishop, right? I'm just looking at the computer. The computer is basically saying white is better. The reason it's probably white is better is because it's looking at the bishop is not doing anything. It's plus 0.7, +5, and it's like plus. Maybe it wanted bishop f4. Okay, so it was not really concerned about g5. Maybe knight takes d7. I missed. Or knight takes g5. This is actually a tactic. Nice tactic. The idea is like bishop takes d6. Right, so I could have went for this one. It dropped a little bit, but it came back. It probably wants him to take this way. No, I want him to take on... Yeah, this way, excuse me. You can see that white is not dropping anything. The momentum keep going. Rook e4 now, it's a little bit strange. It wants him to play like more like slow queen e7. And I think the idea is pretty... Black idea might be like queen e7, knight f6, bishop d7, bishop e8. Like, let's say here, if I play passively, you could see that, not here, maybe rook f7 or something. Let's say we go back here. You could see that now rook g7. And it might be looking for ways to, getting this bishop out in some lines. Not all. I mean, it should be looking for the bishop to get out. Now you can see that after here, there's nothing going on. Bishop f4 is pretty strong. Knight takes. Everything is very optimized. So you're looking at this rook. Everything looks like it's optimized here. I'm not losing the advantage at all. You can see the bishop is stuck, right? There's no way you could do anything. I was looking at this move maybe, but this is too much. There's it's too much to do. And the bishop's still stuck. It's not like it's gonna solve the problem or anything. So here, he played here. Everything was, it's e3, top move. e3 keeping everything intact. So if he takes this way, which he did, he takes f4. You don't want to take this way, though. Potential expand h5. Maybe he could argue that he may open up some ideas here. So this actually takes care of everything. You take this way, bishop e6. He's looking to get active. Like it's rook b4 is, it's playable. This looks like rook e3 computer line. Not sure what rook e3 does. Maybe rook e3, rook a3. Or rook e1, rook e3. So even here is pretty strong. So rook b4 here, and then you could see this queen b3 that I missed, supposedly. So this is very strong, right? The computer was giving me that I could take, and I think the idea is rook e5. Like, you could take and then rook e5, and then should you take? I was a bit concerned about this, because even you could do this. I was concerned letting him have c5 in some line. I mean, right now it's hanging. This pawn is hanging. I was a little bit concerned about it. So we play here, not here. Queen d2. Everything here looks like it's optimized. Now you take here is almost plus 3. Queen f4, so he doesn't have f4 himself. Bishop f1 is the top move because it's allowing this tactic. Rook b6. Bishop takes c6 was playable, but I wanted to be safe. I wanted to have, be safe. And now once you take here, things are like really bad. After bishop takes. This one example, this is like pure. This is not really the reason I won this game. Is not bishop takes c6. It's far from that. I don't think this is the reason why I won the game. Yes, technically, the end of the game is like the rook was passive. Everything is passive. The reason I won this game is because of this bishop on this bishop on c8, the light square bishop. It's not because it's sitting on e6. It was not active at all. And this is actually the biggest comparison between this bishop and this bishop. So I took a small idea and I built on it. And once I built on it, I was able to win a game. And you could see this is like before even not winning anything, right? Like from here. From here, it's almost like +1. It's probably +2 with the right stockfish. Give it some time and give it more processor time. It might be +2 already. Like, and this is really lost. Positionally is lost. The reason it is lost, even though it's equal amount of pawns, black might argue that I have like g6, h5, h4. The problem is it's one small idea. It's how this pawn is also like being put here, so stopping. This is like not playable. So he's stuck on this side of the board, but it actually comes down to the bishop on c8 that is not active comparing to this g2. So all I was doing is continue not help him, to get the bishop out, and that's something that you need to do in a lot of your games, folks. If your opponent have an inactive piece that is being blocked by its own pieces or pawns, I would say pawns because if it's being blocked by its own pawns, like this is hard to fix. Right? It's hard to fix. The only way is like to try to go for this one on c5, like maybe here c5, try to get the bishop out, that way. But this is gonna lead to like losing something, or it may not happen because I could still stop it somehow. So if your opponent has an inactive piece, do not help him. Do not exchange. Help him out because he would love me to take this bishop with something. Like if we were to trade this bishop for that one somehow, that would be a huge goal for black. Black would benefit from this, and the game would have changed, right? If there's a possibility of exchanging it. So this small idea was the reason I won a game. It's not tactical. It's just a small idea positionally. So this game is 100%, almost 100%, or 98% like more positional. That's how I maneuver my pieces, and I was better, right? Hopefully, you guys enjoy this game, and stay tuned for more instructive games coming ahead. Thank you, folks. We'll see you soon.